Parents with toddlers, what was today's irrational meltdown moment? Part 1. His grandma is his cousin's grandma too. That was not acceptable for him. Better make sure he doesn't smother his cousin. The whole grandma thing gets pretty serious. He asked me if Spider-Man was Lightning McQueen and I said no. I mean, we have never seen them in the same room together. I captured a spider so I can set it outside. Cried when he saw it, cried when I kept it in a glass, cried when I showed him the spider was okay, cried when I set the spider outside, cried that there was now no more spider. That's where you create deep-seated childhood trauma and lock him in a closet with the spider and turn off the lights. Ha! Got you good, you man. Not CPS recommended either, FYI. Cried because his shorts couldn't be pants. I was going to say there are pants with extra legs cut off, but that would have opened up a whole new can of worms. Our house is too square. He doesn't want to live in this square house. It needs to be a triangle. Triangles are the best shape. He's not wrong. Best solution is to teach him that all squares are made of 2 triangles, so his house is really twice as cool. The rice and the beans in his bowl of beans and rice were touching. An index card will solve that problem. He was already crying and got more upset because his tears kept falling off his face and wouldn't stay on. This is glorious. Thank you for your suffering. Asked for mashed potatoes for dinner. Didn't want mashed potatoes for dinner. Threw mashed potatoes at Dad. Cried because Dad had mashed potatoes on his face. Ate Dad's mashed potato. Cried because Dad had no mashed potato left. Pooped in the bath. 5-month-old daughter had a potty blowout. While I was cleaning her up, my toddler ran into the room with his diaper off. Poop was falling everywhere out of his diaper. Wife was in the backyard, out of earshot on the phone. There are days I come really close to starting to smoke again. His brother yelled at him in his dream. I can relate to this. I've never actually acted badly to someone because of what happened in my dream, but I often have to repeatedly remind myself to not have words with my friends, boyfriends, because of what he said to her in my dream last night, etc. I hope that grows out of the dreams where his brother yells at him. A couple of days ago, my 3-year-old daughter cried because I cleaned up some cat puke before she could look at it. It's like, relax kiddo, there'll surely be more cat puke in our future. But not that cat puke combo, Mom. Jeez, why don't people understand that each pile of puke is unique in its own way? I had stashed an extra sippy in my purse in case we got lunch while we were out. She found it and threw a fit that it was empty, so I went out of my way to fill it, and when I got it to her, she threw it on the ground. It's the only way you're going to learn, Mother. Crying because the puppy was sleeping and didn't want to play. That and me not letting her have 5 straws for her chocolate milk. I actually cried in, I think, 1st grade because I took 4 straws and put them in my milk at school. The lunch aide took my milk and threw it out and said, "You're wasting straws." So I just bawled my eyes out. He wanted to swim in the deep end without his floaties. He doesn't know how to swim. This is where the saying sink or swim becomes literal. Let's go lead feet into the deep end we go. My daughter scraped her knee, and even though it's not bleeding anymore, and I tricked her into running to prove it didn't hurt, she can't go on living without a band-aid on both knees. My parents always gave us a piece of candy and put it on the sore spot, saying we can't eat it until the pain was gone. It was always gone very quickly. He skinned his knees at Easter. He asked for band-aids when we had knee wounds. Over a month ago, I went to get the band-aids. I don't want any band-aids. Also, the garbage man stole our trash. Your kid and my dog should get together and fight the evil garbage man. I wouldn't let him put the battery-powered car tires on his penis because I remembered what happened last time. This will be one of those memories that either makes him need therapy or have a really weird fetish that he's going to have to explain to someone. I say it's a 60-40 either way. I gave her an ice cream cone and instead of eating it, she offered it to the cat. When he wasn't interested, she proceeded to chase him around, screaming, "Eat my ice cream!" It's not polite to turn down a gift. That cat thinks his dump doesn't stink or what. The tomato sauce in McDonald's tastes funny. The pear is too soft. I only wanted half a sandwich. It's raining in June and June is supposed to be hot. The Hoover is too loud. The cat is sitting in the wrong place. I was asking for toddler stories, not about your mother-in-law. A fly landed on his forehead. Update, another tantrum. This time because I wouldn't let him eat yesterday's hot dog that he stashed in his play barbecue. I mean, have you seen where flies spend most of their day? I wouldn't want poop on my forehead either. I'm the SAHD. My wife came home after a 10-hour Monday. It's been a great toddler day. A nap, good eating, no insanity. He's very excited to see Aunt Jessie. Great bonding time between the two of them. Aunt Jessie needs to use the potty. We allow privacy with the potty. Toddler was convinced she was leaving again, forever. On the floor, screaming, then up pounding on the bathroom door, screaming. That toddler scream. Uncle Jay is into the rum. I worked with a young toddler for 2 months. Every time I left for the bathroom, it was a tragedy, even if I was only gone for 30 seconds. A teacher watching them for me while I went said that one tried to climb up the door to get to me. My son was hungry, so I made him chicken nuggets. There's too many. There's 6 nuggets there. That's too many. Take it off. Just eat the dang nuggets. No, too many. Starts crying. Oh, fine. Takes 1 nugget off the plate, puts it on a napkin on the table. Kid starts crying harder. I took the nugget off. What's wrong now? I want my nugget. Takes nugget back, puts it back on his plate, eats all of them, dies silently inside. Has a plate of nuggets. Ketchup. Okay, I'll get it. Ketchup. I'm getting it. It's in the fridge. Ketchup. Starts pointing at plate. Okay, pours ketchup on plate. Starts crying. No, I don't want it on my plate. Where do you want it? Stops crying and grabs napkin, then folds it. Here? Scrapes most of the ketchup on the napkin. Happy? Yes. Thank you, Daddy. Starts dipping nuggets into leftover ketchup on plate while never using the napkin ketchup. My grandson and I went to the pond to look at frogs. Apparently he wanted ribbit frogs, not croak frogs. Tell them they only ribbit if there are happy people nearby. Crying and sadness makes them croak. My little guy cried because his mom told him blue can be other people's favorite color. He said, no, only he can have blue as his favorite color. You have no idea how much I enjoy that. I was home alone with a little girl of about 3. Her parents were gone, that's why. They were staying at my home and she was wrecking everything and even touched something she would scream. I touched the wall and she screamed mine. So I asked her favorite color. Green, she said. I said, no, that's my favorite color. A huge fit. She kept crying for 15 minutes, but I was giggling the entire time. It's too spicy, he wailed repeatedly for a good 20 minutes. He had white bread for dinner. Some kids use the word spicy when describing an allergic reaction in their mouth. Very unlikely for white bread though. I said zucchini and squash were spicy for ages and my parents laughed, but I just refused to eat them. Early 20s, I decided to try it again and got a rash on my arm. My parents listened because my sister has a ton of allergies that's all started with, it's spicy. She can't even have white rice now. Turns out kiwis aren't supposed to make your mouth bleed. Daddy cried because he didn't want to bath, only to cry to not get out of the bath when done. This is literally me as an adult. I don't want to shower, but then I don't want to get out of the shower. Not a parent, but I work in childcare. We have a toy doctor set and the kids love to pretend to take my blood pressure. Only instead of high or low, they tell me if my blood pressure is hot or cold. Today a girl cried because my blood pressure was too hot. See, a real doctor. The little one is up to something. She wanted a sausage. I cut off the little tied off end of the sausage. She very much wanted that not to happen. I remember when I was a kid, I saw Scooby-Doo eat like a whole string of sausages like spaghetti noodle and thought that was just normal thing. We really disappointed to find out to eat them individually. That today, June 10th, was not Halloween. We did nothing to indicate it could be. Summerween, it's June 21st this year. I bet you didn't even know your kid was a fan of Gravity Falls. This morning, my son did not want socks on, so we didn't put socks on when getting ready. Then when done, he stands there screaming about how he wants socks on. So we start putting socks on, and he's screaming, no socks, no socks. So I relent and don't put socks on. Guess where that put us? Back to screaming and crying that he wanted socks. Simple solution. Sit the child down and put both socks on. Then put the shoes on with double knots so they can't take them off. Source. I'm a dad who's always the bad guy. Not me, co-worker's kid. He's upset that his chocolate is gone. He ate the chocolate. Apparently, he wants an everlasting gobstopper. The idiom about having your cake and eating it too is definitely invented after interacting with a toddler. pick me up and hold me. No, put me down. How dare you? Now pick me up and hold me. Repeat multiple times. Think they were referring to a child and not the cat, though both have about the same meltdown levels. I wouldn't help her climb onto the roof of a building so she could hug the pigeon she was chasing after it flew off. Oh my god, you just reminded me of the time my daughter stopped to pet an ant. Then she asked if she could eat it.